What is going on, everybody? It's been a little while since I've done a video. I've been extremely busy on just the business side of stuff, but I figured I'd do about a 1-year update shop tour. Got a bunch done in the last year since we moved to Virginia, so let's kind of see what I've been doing. Alright, so coming in, you can see this area is much more organized. I used to have a bunch of just shelves like right here with just random stuff on it. But this is now our dedicated shipping area. You can see all our bubble wrap, foam, hardware kits, our table to put stuff, whatever's getting wrapped up. Separating the shipping area is nice because having a separate area just to ship stuff does allow me to at least consider maybe hiring some local high school kid that wants to, start learning stuff. You can come in the afternoons, just like, simple stuff, sweep up, ship stuff, maybe learn some of our really easy things or something. For those of you who don't know, I'm a one-person shop. As busy as I've been getting and wanting to kind of jump on some R&D and get new stuff, I'm starting to think about it. But if you're a business owner or you know anybody who is a business owner, they will all say the same exact thing, where growing a team to run a business efficiently is the toughest thing about business, hands down. So I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to just jump into it too fast. So moving into our layup area, this part of the shop, this whole back wall table, pretty much from my fabric rack over, was the first thing I got done, and pretty much nothing has changed in this area. Oven, did a whole separate video specifically on the oven, so you're not really missing much of anything on this part of the shop. This corner just kind of got it organized. The molds I use the most that get laid up and go into the oven, it's just kind of right here, just less moving molds around when I have to make a part. Again, just trying to find those little efficiencies just to allow me to get more product through the door. And again, that's kind of why I'm doing this video. I haven't done one in a while. I've never really been busier, so I cannot complain about the amount of orders we're getting. But again, it's just, as a one-person shop, it's easier for orders to come in faster than I can do them. So this corner right here, you can see we got a 55-gallon drum of epoxy. With the way material costs have been going, I've really been spending a lot of time trying to figure out ways to lower material costs. You'll see it in a second. We got a little subcompact tractor because we got a couple acres here, but I got a set of pallet forks for it as well. So that opened up the option to get larger quantity of materials. The funny thing is, getting a 55-gallon drum versus something like a 5-gallon drum like that, material wise, we save a little bit, but shipping, we end up saving a couple $100 over, if I were to order effectively 11 5-gallon drums versus one freight shipment for a 55-gallon drum. So it's just it's one of those things you gotta, as a business owner, you gotta kind of spend time figuring out. I had to kind of reorganize that corner to fit all that. We obviously had to get the tractor, I'll show you that now, and the pallet fork. So it's you gotta spend money to try and save money. So here's the tractor that we got. So the reason we got this, well, it's a little bit twofold. We have a couple acres here, so property kind of needs maintenance and everything. But the other reason, like I was mentioning, with the 55-gallon drum of epoxy, I got a set of, where are they? I got a set of pallet forks for it that just go onto the front here once you take the bucket off. So it allows me to kind of handle, rooster's going crazy, allows me to handle larger quantity materials. So the epoxy is the one thing, but something like carbon, a full roll of a 12K carbon, which would be, so here's here's the 12K, and then here's the 3K. You can kind of just see the difference. But one layer of this is I'm sorry, one layer of the 12K is like 4 layers of the 3K. So one roll is like 250 pounds or something like that. So again, being a one-man shop, I used to get it in 50-yard rolls because it's what I could manage and handle. And shipping, if I start getting it by a roll or even 2 rolls on one pallet, you know, all of a sudden my shipping cost kind of gets spread out over more material. So, you know, this thing, besides using it for, you know, the property, can use it for business. Again, trying to control cost one way or another because, you know, everything's been going up. And it's been going up more than like it has in the past as well. So trim room, everything is a mess right now. I don't really think anything has changed in here. This was basically a carryover from my New Jersey shop, you know, with an L-shaped bench, and you know, that's about it. Maybe a few brackets here or there, but you know, really not much going on in this room. So heading to the back of the shop, good amount of stuff has gone on in here in the last year. I finally have electric on this wall. Don't have anything on this side of the shop yet aside from running wires to our mini split. I did a video putting a mini split in. These things are awesome because they give you heat and air. Behind the plywood is insulated, so I obviously haven't done anything up here or this back corner. This back corner, if you have a shop, you probably know what I'm talking about, where you have like a corner that just always collects stuff. This is the last corner of the shop I haven't really gotten to, so it's kind of my random stuff collection corner. So, you know, I do want to, you know, obviously finish the walls and maybe build like another bench here and some shelves, and anyways, just take care of all that. The Shelby, I think the last video I did, I'll put a tag it up here, was this car in the wind tunnel. You can see we still got all the wool tufts all over it. Getting ready to put a set of race louvers on it. So yeah, I'll be doing a bunch of videos on this in the future. The race car, I'll be doing videos on that and races and everything. We did pick up a tiny mini 2.5 axis mill. Tinkered with it a little bit, but haven't had much time to play with it. My idea on this thing was I could cut out some like brackets or templates. It is a 2.5 axis, so it can cut, I believe, 2 or 2.5 inches tall. So I could cut out some sort of form that I can coat and then lay up. So, you know, could kind of be used to maybe speed up the molding process if I could just cut direct to mold. Haven't really got a chance to do that yet, but you know, we'll be tinkering with that in the future. Mill and lathe I've used on a handful of projects. You know, everything's a mess right now because I'm kind of just squeezing this video in on a weekend. But yeah, so the back of the shop. Oh, garage door, probably the best thing I've done. The old barn door had like a huge gap around it. Bats were living like up in the corner up there, which obviously was a bit of a pain. And then got some insulation done as well. So insulated, no more huge gap around the door, mini split. It's like, you know, it's coming together, it's getting there. Still kind of a lot to do though. So let's see, that's about it in the back of the shop. The last place we're gonna go, and this is kind of the part I'm really excited about, is we're gonna go up into the loft. And if you watched my last video, I mentioned I was thinking about maybe like Airbnb in this, because when I bought the house, somebody actually was renting it up here because it's got bathroom, it's plumbed in, all that stuff. But as you can see, I just started filling it with extra stuff. You know, even though the shop's much bigger than my old one, I still need room for stuff that I might use eventually. But this part, this back room, turned into a little bit of a mini print farm. Right now I only have 2 printers. It's an Ender 3 and a CR10S. But this one, I modified the hot end and can actually print ABS, PETGs. I did get a roll of a carbon nylon. Some people might know it as like a nylon X or something like that, which can withstand much higher temperatures or stronger material or whatever. So I'm getting pretty good with CAD modeling. and printing some stuff. We do have some end use 3D printed things. Our splitter side plates are something that we've started offering 3D printed. One of the advantages there is, like, the way we normally do stuff with carbon, we need a mold, but making the mold is the most time consuming thing. So if somebody has a splitter that, they need the piece 1 inch, 2 inch longer, or whatever it might be, slightly different curve, it wouldn't make sense from a business standpoint to spend all that time making that mold to make that one part. So 3D printing stuff, we can slightly modify the CAD file, print out a part that fits the exact size curve you need, and there you go. So as long as it's like strong enough, the weight difference between small 3D printed part versus a carbon fiber part might be negligible, give or take a little bit. So yeah, we want to start doing a few more 3D printed things. Like I was mentioning earlier, as a one-man shop, if I get busier, I could always just like add another printer as well. So that's an option. So that'll be cool. Oh, and then we did get a handheld, well, I ordered a handheld 3D scanner, which should be pretty neat. So that will kind of, increase our ability to do things. It hasn't showed up yet, but as soon as I get it and tinker with it a little bit, I'll definitely do videos using that thing as well. All right, guys, so that's about it. 1 year update of the new shop. Still tons of work to do. Let me know if you want to see anything specific coming up. Like I said, as busy as I've been making parts, I haven't done videos as consistently as I would like to. One of the things I was thinking is on this side of the shop, because all I've been doing is just making parts and shipping them out, maybe get one of those like headband camera mounts or something and do more of like a long format making carbon fiber part videos or something. If you'd be into that, let me know, comment below. But otherwise, this season coming up should have some good stuff coming out. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.